FutureMakers, welcome to TeacherPreneur. It's said that when one door closes, the other one usually opens. But we as humans are so busy crying over the closed door that we do not see the next opportunity that's standing right in front of our eyes. Yes, we all have been there. We all have been rejected at some point or other. But a few days ago, I got a DM on Instagram saying, "Ma'am, I just got rejected in a teaching interview and now I've lost all the confidence to go and face an interview." It is at this point that I realized that we need to address this. As much as the world has taught us how much we should enjoy our victories, no one actually talks to us about how to handle these rejections. And to break this stereotype, in today's video, TeacherPreneur is here to tell you how to handle rejections while facing interviews. Now what are we waiting for? Let's get started. The first tip from our side is take your own time. I know it's hard to hear that you haven't been selected for the job. You've spent months and months preparing for that interview. You jotted down all the important questions, you wrote the possible answers, you dressed well, you prepared well, you gave the interview very well. But the answer was no. It's okay. Take your time, process everything in your head, cry it out if you want to. Cry as much as you can. But once you finish crying, then you should be back to your own zone. You could talk to a friend or a family member, anybody that gives you positive vibes and change the whole situation into a positive. Understand that this is not the end of the world. Take your pause, take your time and then come back strong. The next thing that I would really like to pinpoint is that you have to stop blaming yourself. It's not always about you. It could be about the situation also. You know, there were days in our board exams when we all were preparing for board exams and sitting for the exam, but there was always one student or the other who had some illness or death in their family and could not give that exam. What about that student? Have you thought for a while about that student? It would have been difficult for him or her, but of course life takes turns like that and we do come back. He or she also gave his 10th standard exam, but after some time. So that time is important. It's not always about you. You might have done your best, but at that point of time, the interviewers might have liked someone else's interview better than you. The organization might be looking for someone more professional, or they might need someone who's more proficient in English speaking. It's okay. Their requirements and your skills might not have matched that day, but that does not mean you are a bad person. You are great at your skills and no one can take that from you. And what you could in fact do is take your skills and try for some other organization. You never know, for that organization, you might be the perfect person for that job. So stop taking all the blame on yourself. Sometimes things are not in your hand, so blame the situation but not yourself. The third thing that many of us fail to do is accept. We have to accept that it is what it is. Acknowledge the fact that you don't have to join that organization and you have to try harder to meet your goal. You have to take it in a positive stride and understand that failures are stepping stone to success. Kindly do not start hating the system or blaming anybody for your failure. It's your failure and you have to accept it. It's tough, but you have to. One more thing that is tough, but I suggest you to do is to have gratitude. Have you heard of the saying that I was crying when I had no shoes, but I stopped crying when I saw someone who had no legs? We are so busy crying over the resources or things that we did not get that we forget that there are people who wanted it more than you. In fact, you should thank the interviewers because they gave you their valuable time. Also, at least you were called for the interview and there may be many candidates who were not even called for the interview. So you're anyways one step ahead of them. So what I would suggest is open your laptop and write a gratitude email to your interviewers. Respected sir, thank you for considering me for the position of a teacher in your organization. I thoroughly enjoyed the process and appreciate that you took out time for interviewing me. I am really disappointed that I did not get selected for the interview, but I understand and respect your decision. If you have time, I would really appreciate if you give me a feedback so that it helps me in cracking my future teaching interviews. Once again, thank you for the opportunity, and if it does not work out with the person that you've recruited, kindly reconsider me for this position. By sending this gratitude mail, you'll change your image in front of the interviewers. They will find you highly respectful and professional. And because of the positive impact that you've left over them, they might call you again if they have any opportunity for you. So might as well try this. Another thing that you could do is take a pen and paper and write down how your interview was. You could journal your feelings, and in that process you could understand what went well for you and what did not go well. Be your own critic and understand what you could have done better to crack that interview. If you cannot crack the answer to this question, then you could ask your mentors and well-wishers for your areas of improvement. But believe me, this is a very important step, so you cannot skip it. Now that you've reviewed your performance in the interview, it's time to take action. You already know what you're good at, so keeping it as it is, try and take actions or steps to improve things where you could have done better. Try and watch more videos on teaching interviews so that you get an idea about how the interview goes like. Talk to your mentors, talk to other colleagues who've already cracked it, and then understand what they're doing better than you. Join classes or workshops if you need any. For example, if you think your English was poor, you could actually join an English speaking course or try and download the Duolingo app where you can learn this for free. Do whatever it takes to be a better person, but if you do not act upon your failures, then the whole process was a waste of time. The next thing that you must do is keep looking for opportunities. Failure only brings you closer to success. Once you're ready to face the interviews again, kindly look out for institutions that have a vacancy. Try submitting your CV to multiple organizations and schools and keep looking for new opportunities. Some organizations also have vacancies right in the middle of the school year, if not at the start of the year. So if you've submitted your CV, they might consider you. So go to the organizations that are nearby your place, talk to them, look at how the organization works, and it will help you to get a rough idea about what the organization's vision and mission statement is. Don't hesitate to take up any chance that's given to you. Sometimes due to pregnancy or wedding, some teachers leave the school midway, and if you just have to fill in that position, you'll learn a lot from that position as well. So do not hesitate in taking any opportunity that comes your way, because opportunity does not knock your door twice. The last but the most important point is to keep learning. I've always been saying, once a teacher, always a learner. Because of all the efforts that you put in, if you get selected in a particular job, that does not mean that your learning stops over there. You have to keep learning and evolving throughout your lifetime. For example, if you started learning English to crack that job, you cannot stop once you get that job. You have to keep going and keep learning English until you're perfect with that. Because if you have good language skills, it will always help you in your teaching and otherwise. Be consistent with your learning and all your efforts will definitely give you success one day. Thank you for watching the whole video. At the end, I would only like to tell you that handling rejections could be a tough phase. But what's important is to come out of that and shine even brighter. If you're going through a rejection phase in your teaching interviews, then I would highly recommend you to watch our teaching interview affirmations video and listen to all the affirmations almost daily so that it's easier for you to come out of this phase. The link will be in the I button and in the description box below. I wish you all the very best for your next teaching interview. If you like today's video, do hit the like button. Comment and tell us what more topics you need help with while cracking your teaching interviews, and we'll be happy to help you. Share this video with someone who's handling rejection and you could make their day shine brighter. Also, if you want to be a part of our FutureMakers family, then make sure you subscribe to TeacherPreneur and hit that bell icon so that you will get notified every time we upload a new video. See you soon.